trust me, this was not always the case. Not only when you think about my communication skills, they were trash. I wouldn't even public speak ever. I wouldn't even give a toast at a family function. And when I would get upset, either you were going to catch my wrath or I was going to shut down.
Okay.
So fast forward, I didn't like that about me. The goal was to be a better leader and to be less frustrated. Those are my two goals. How do I be less frustrated and how do I become a better leader? Also, I would get so enraged that I remember, and this is where also a tipping point was, I was so upset, like I threw something, like I just banged it down on the floor and it bounced and it crashed into my oven and it just shattered the oven door. So that cost me some money. Then the next thing I broke was my washing machine, which cost me another couple $100. I was like, okay, this is hitting my pockets.
Hey, you sure that's not anger management?
Yeah. So it was all of the above. And so, this was a work in progress. And all of that was happening while I was still being successful in my career because I was in
Right.
that hustle mode. I was grinding it out. I was like, I was chasing the bag. And so I I never try to convince anyone of anything. I'm not trying to bring you to my side. But if we're working together, it's because you want to fix something. So I'm going to give you some tools and things to try, and you tell me how you feel. You tell me how it worked out. So I don't have to convince you. I'm going to give you some small little tips to use. And when you start seeing your environment change, that's when everything starts changing. That's when they buy in. It's like, oh, yeah, that conversation was a million times better by me just changing a couple of different words.
What do you think before we wrap up? And let me say thank you for taking time out to come and share your story and to educate individuals and give them the opportunity to at least take another step forward in their career and their life and the choices that they make. Um, what do you think are some of the handicaps that people face that prevents them from seeing the bigger picture, like you just said?
Mm-hmm. I mean, it does all go back to our mindset. And this spiritual leader called Eckhart Tolle says everybody wants peace right up until somebody bothers them. Then we no longer want peace. Then we're ready to fight. And it's true, right? I was explaining this to somebody one day, and he's like, "Yeah, but what do I do when somebody cuts me off, or what do I do when somebody does this, or what do I do when somebody else does that?" And it's like, okay, if we're going to choose peace, and the other thing is, I don't believe in choosing peace and just suppressing our feelings. That I don't believe in, because that's like that toxic positivity. I don't believe in that either. What I do believe is me understanding, where is this really coming from? Because I cannot, if I'm that enraged over a comment, over somebody cutting me off, over something so trivial, there's a deeper issue here. So I made a decision for me. I was going to question all of my beliefs, all of my thoughts, so that I can get to the root of what's really going on with me. What's my real problem? What's the real issue here? If I'm thinking this way, if I'm pissed off that you said that, what am the second I start asking myself the question, I'm not mad anymore. I'm like, okay, wait, what's really going on here? What am I really upset about?
Mhm.
What's the bigger problem? Now I'm not angry anymore. Now I'm in curiosity. I'm like, yeah, what is the bigger problem?
Yeah, sometimes it's good to ask yourself questions, and as crazy as this may seem, answer them. Answer
We
them.
are not our thoughts. We
Yeah,
are not our thoughts. And so, you know how sometimes like you're thinking and it's like you're having a whole conversation with yourself in your mind?
I do that often.
Right, exactly. Like you're having a company meeting.
Yeah.
Right. So you could literally say stop thought and organize your own thoughts and say, wait a second, that old thought, that old criticism, that judge that lives inside of our head, you can minimize him by questioning all of those things he's telling you that you or she is telling you that you're not.
Mm.